Hey, what up anyone is watching? This is View with Ice and I have to apologize because I have the flu, so this video will be more horrible than normal, but for the sake of consistency I am here today to talk about some of the best seinen anime that you should be watching right now. Also, please like and subscribe for more anime related content, and even if you don't like, subscribe because maybe one of these days I might just make the video that you are looking for. The Fable is something that I feel will be in my top 10 favorite new animes at the end of this year. I know there are more great anime to come, but it already made a big impression on me in the first 6 episodes. It doesn't really look all that impressive, but I promise you, you are in for an entertaining watch. The story follows an infamous hitman. He is one of the most dangerous assassins you can find in Japan. If there was a high-profile assassination, he is most likely the guy that they sent to take care of everything. After yet again flawlessly finishing off a job, he gets instructed by his handler to lay low for an entire year and lead the life of an ordinary person. He also gets banned from killing anyone during this period, and for someone whose entire life revolves around killing, this could easily be his toughest mission yet. The Fable comes across as a very mature and serious anime, but there is actually a fair amount of comedy involved, and the comedy is exactly what kept me watching. A hitman story by itself is decent enough, but combine that story with comedy and it automatically gets better. My best description of The Fable is that it is a combination of Mr. In-Between, an Australian black comedy, and the HBO show Barry. The next one is one of the shows that stood out for me this year, and that is The Witch and the Beast. I would describe this as a magical detective story that follows Asaf and Gidu. Gidu was cursed by a witch and has dedicated her life to find the witch who cursed her, and that is the main reason she accompanies her partner Asaf, because his line of work is the best way for her to get her ultimate revenge. There's also a few episodes that don't include our main characters and focuses on 2 other characters from the same agency, and those are honestly a few of my favorite episodes from the season. It was so great that I wish those characters will get highlighted even more in the next season. The only bad thing I can say about The Witch and the Beast is that I watched it too quickly and now I have to wait a long time for a second season that could most likely never come out, but let's hope for the best because The Witch and the Beast is surely more than deserving of a second season. Under Ninja is something that I would say flew under the radar last year, but it is something that caught my attention, and it's also one of the few anime that I finished in a single night. The story takes place in modern day Japan when ninjas still exist, but they of course work in secret. There are rumored to be about 200,000 ninjas still active, and they work both domestically and internationally. They live like normal people until they are activated for a mission. And this is where our MC Kuro comes in, an introvert who occasionally does small missions. Well, that was until he received the biggest assignment of his life, to infiltrate a school. But it is of course not as simple as you might think, because there is a lot more going on at this particular school. I would say that this is kind of a mixed bag, but it gave a slightly unpredictable ending for the first season that I actually enjoyed, and it had an interesting setup for the next season. The next anime is something that you don't see every day. If you are someone who likes to explore different kinds of anime, this would be my highest recommendation in this video today. This story revolves around bartending, and this is the first time I've ever watched something with a premise like this. The only other anime I watched that revolved around alcohol was Grand Blue, and that is surely something completely different. Here we take a look at a bartending prodigy. People always say your bartender is similar to your therapist, and in this case it just might be true, because our MC is someone who reads people and mixes them a drink befitting of their mood and emotion. It doesn't seem like an exciting anime to watch because there is no action involved in this one, but it is something slightly unique, and to be honest, it really isn't a bad watch by any means, because I was already hooked by this anime after only 2 episodes of watching. There are 3 anime that came out last year that blew me away completely, and they are Shangri-La Frontier, Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and the one I'll be mentioning today, Heavenly Delusion. The story takes place 15 years after an apocalyptic event. It has two storylines, one following children in an isolated facility and the other one following our main leads Maru and Kiruko in the outside post-apocalyptic world filled with monsters and other dangers while they are on their own personal missions. That is of course just a simplified version because there's actually so much more going on in the 13 episodes of Heavenly Delusion, and every episode leaves you with questions. I would call this a complete package anime because it has mystery, likable characters, comedy, action, superpowers, great animation, and it is also coupled off with a great intro theme. I know that isn't important story-wise, but I never skipped the intro once during the 13 episodes. I sometimes even ran it back and watched it over again. Sometimes a great theme can get you to enjoy something even more. At the moment there hasn't been news of a second season, but I'm trying to stay positive because it is truly a great show and there is so much more that we need to know.